Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of Folk and Acoustic Music Live. My name is Michael Stock and I do folk and acoustic music on the radio every Sunday afternoon from 3 to 5, 91.3 WLRN, public radio in South Florida. And when I have live guests in the studio, I bring them to you. Today, thanks to Daniel Walpin of Sundown Sound. He's going to be playing at the Folk Festival with Sundown Sound in 2 weeks. Playing in 2 weeks, also 3 weeks at the Bluegrass Festival. Is that when the Bluegrass Festival is?
February 8th, 9th, and 10th.
No,
January 30th.
What is February 7th, 8th, and 9th for the Bluegrass Festival?
Close.
And Bluegrass Ember, or is Embers?
Blue Embers Bluegrass Boys.
Blue Embers Bluegrass Boys are here in the studio. And it sounds so romantic, doesn't it? Blue Embers. I just want to, down by the candlelight, listening to bluegrass. We'll find out more about Blue Embers Bluegrass. We also have, we have a minute and a half left before the radio show begins. Anything new? Anything happening? Have you been in the bluegrass? Are you the leader of this band, Seth?
I suppose you could say that. I organize and I herd the cats when it's time to practice and that sort of thing. But we're all have equal say in what we do. We try to keep it arranged that way and
Keep it fun.
Keep it fun. We do.
That's right.
Do you have a fiddle player?
We occasionally have a fiddle player, but she's an expert agility dog trainer. She's not always available to saw the fiddle with us. So that takes precedence because that's her livelihood. But occasionally we do have her. In fact, she played with us the last time we performed at the Reynolds Park Free Festival for Sunday.
Oh, the Bluegrass Festival.
Yes.
They're monthly shows.
Monthly shows, yeah. They have a monthly bluegrass performance. The first Sunday of every month, they have a lineup of 4 to 5 bands, and it's mostly bluegrass music. It's very nice.
That's the same location that we're having the festival.
It is indeed, sir, yes.
Yeah, in Reynolds Park. February 7th, 8th, and 9th. Have you been at the festival before? Have you played at the festival?
We have. We performed last year with quite a large band. We had, Nick was with us. We were very fortunate to have Nick with us.
Yeah.
Mark, myself, we had a fiddler, we had another guitarist.
Oh, we have 20 seconds.
And we had a mandolin player.
Okay.
And we had 20 seconds.
I should start this too. Jeez.
But we had a good time. The power went out, so we weren't able to take the stage.
Oh, that was last year.
Yeah, so we sat right in the middle of it.
Okay, stand by.
Yeah.
That way.
Good afternoon and welcome to Folk and Acoustic Music. My name is Michael Stock, here every Sunday afternoon on 91.3 WLRN, opening up the program, And It Was Good. That's the name of the tune from the Andrew Collins Trio, and also the name of the album. Andrew Collins Trio is going to be in South Florida at the end of the month. I believe they're playing at the Moss Center and also at Penny Lane Music Emporium. I have some announcements of that happening a little bit later on in the show. I have a lot of announcements and also some interviews here in the studio this afternoon. Coming up at the South Florida Bluegrass Festival in 3 weeks will be one of the bands will be Blue Embers Bluegrass. They're here in the studio. And also Mike Fuller, who's going to be at the South Florida Folk and Acoustic Music Festival in 2 weeks. And he's here, going to be playing a couple songs for us as well. And it's also Martin Luther King weekend, and I have some songs remembering and celebrating the memory of Martin Luther King. Right now in the studio, Blue Embers Bluegrass, and Seth Sheeler is the man in the middle. I'll dare say, Seth, that you're also the elder of the band.
I'm the elder, yes, and I'm the reflector too.
Because you have no hair, and I feel it. So tell me about Blue Embers. You're not only a bluegrass band; you do other types of music.
We initially began. Mark and I became acquainted, and we discovered that we both really have a love for the great jazz standards during the big band and swing era. So we got together and we started putting together songs like Misty, Satin Doll, all the great songs from that era, My Sweet Lorraine by Nat King Cole, and that was our mainstay for a long time.
Well, how long ago was this?
That was 6 or 7 years.
Yes.
Oh, that's not that long ago.
We've been working together Not in the course of my lifetime, it's not. But we've been working together steadily since then, and we discovered that there was a very active bluegrass community here in South Florida, and we heard fiddle tunes and that type of thing, and we became just very enamored with that type of music, so we began playing it. We met a lot of good people, like Nick here, and
Penny Lane Music Emporium in Fort Lauderdale is sort of a watering hole, so to speak, for acoustic music. And we love the place.
Bluegrass music.
Yes, bluegrass in particular.
Oh, I see. Oh, so,
Yeah.
well, that's sticking with you. Have you been in other bands?
No, I've played solo at different open mics and stuff like solo at different open mics and that type of thing. But it really, I really got the bug to perform with other musicians. It's so much fun. The improvisation that we do, the great songs that we're able to adopt and take under our belt and perform.
Why did you wait so long to appreciate this live music aspect of your life?
It takes a lot of nerve to get out there and do this type of stuff. I remember the first open mic I did, or the first time I went to a jam, it was a blues jam. And I knew one song, and I was like, oh, God, I'm going to play this song. And the guy before me got up there and started and said, well, we're going to play this song. And I went up and I said, please don't play that song. It's the only song I know. And he was kind enough not to play it. And but it's a nerve-wracking thing to get the courage to do that right off the bat.
Okay, so what was it that put you over the edge? What gave you that confidence or that nerve?
The music. I wanted to do the old jazz numbers. I really wanted to do that. I had a hunger to do that because I always listened to Sarah Vaughan, Ella Fitzgerald, Mel Torme, Oscar Peterson. There's such a long list. Thelonious Monk, all those great jazz artists, and I wanted to play that type of music. It just really just captivated me. So that's why I took the direction that I did.
Well, and do you include those songs in this bluegrass setting?
No, we don't. When we play for South Florida Bluegrass, we keep it exclusively to bluegrass music because that's just out of respect for their mission. This is what South Florida Bluegrass Association, Leonard Jordan does all this hard work to preserve this old Americana traditional music. And we have a lot of respect for that and for his efforts. Therefore, when we perform for them, we keep it straight bluegrass or Americana fiddle tunes.
Well, we'll talk more about that and meet the members of your band, but what song would you like to start with?
I'd like to start off with a song called Streamline Cannonball. It's a train song. It was first recorded by Ray Acuff in 1947, and it's since become a staple of the bluegrass community. It's been performed by Billy Strings, Doc Watson, a lot of the really, truly great musicians of the bluegrass and old-timer genre.
Here's Blue Embers Bluegrass.
1, 2, 1, 2. Long steel reel and a short cross tie, Lord, I'm on my way back home. I'm on that train, the king of them all, that streamline cannonball. She moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. That lonesome sound of the whistle you love as she rambles on through the night. The headlight beams out into the night and the firebox flash you can see. I ride those rails, it's a life that I love. It's home sweet home for me. The headlight beams out into the night. The firebox flash you can see. I ride it's the life that I love. It's home sweet home to me. Take another one, Nick. I can see the smile on that engineer's face, although he's old and gray. I can tell it hard, he waits for the call of that streamlined cannonball. He moves along like a cannonball, like a star in its heavenly flight. I ride those rails, it's the life that I love. It's home sweet home to me. Streamlined cannonball.
Live in the WLRN studio, Blue Embers Bluegrass. They're going to be part of the Everglades Bluegrass Festival, February 7th, 8th, and 9th at Reynolds Park in North Miami. When are you going to be performing?
We'll be up, I believe, on noon Saturday.
Okay.
So we got a lunchtime.
High noon. Yeah.
High noon.
Yeah.
What's that?
February 8th.
You're a
High
pretty,
noon.
you're a pretty fancy picker. When
thank
did
you,
you when did you get this guitar bug? When did you start playing?
Usually about 4 o'clock in the morning when I wake up to practice. No, I just saw the greats and I wanted to be like them. I guess.
When did you see the greats?
Well, Tony Rice, Norman Blake, YouTube, I guess. I haven't really been to a lot of concerts. I saw Mark and I went to see Tommy Emmanuel, but I've always had great respect for people who could really navigate the guitar. Joe Pass, those kind of guys.
Do you still play your jazz as well?
We do.
Okay. Well, I'll meet your band now. Nick Blanton is the
Blanton, yes,
Blanton.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Blanton. Nick Blanton. Is dobro your first instrument?
No, I switched over from guitar in 2016. And the reason is that everybody and their grandmother plays guitar. So if you want to be front and center of a bluegrass jam, dobro is a good way to do it. You don't have to be that good.
Oh, really? Well, you're playing it flat on your lap rather than...
Yeah. It's a square neck, and the distance between the string are offset. The strings are offset from the fretboard, such that the bar can be played without inhibiting the hitting the frets and stuff.
So you basically have the bar the whole time.
Correct. Yeah.
I see,
Yeah.
okay.
The electric version is called a lap steel. And to Seth's point about jazz, there's a lot of crossover between jazz and bluegrass. I feel like because it's a very free-form. They're free-form styles of music.
So you had experience with jazz?
Yeah. Sure. I feel like these two genres, are similar in that regard. That
I agree,
Allow you to
100%.
express yourself. Yeah.
Sure. Did you play jazz music?
Oh yeah, sure.
When
Yeah,
did you-
as a guitarist in college.
Oh, I see. Where was that?
Yeah. Where you say?
Yeah.
In Washington D.C., a great place to play.
Were you a
jazz
fan
music.
of bluegrass as well?
Oh yeah. That's in fact where I started playing. And there's the country gentlemen come from that region of the country. I moved down here 5 years ago, and there's actually more folk and bluegrass scene than I initially thought.
Not as much as in Washington.
No, but still, it's pretty good, and there's a lot of good, people I'm friends with now who comprise this community, and it's really great to be a part of it.
Why did you move down?
Wife and kids, close to the grandparents.
Okay. Did you ever think about becoming a professional musician? Was this always your hobby?
No, just a hobby. Yep, and I'd like to keep it that way because it keeps that stress out of it. It's nice to have the serious side of a profession in addition to the totally free form and expressive side of the music.
So you improvise a lot of your music.
For sure, yeah, definitely. And the slide in particular is such an expressive instrument. It's really just a pleasure to play. I would implore anyone who's interested to pick it up and
Also here is Mark Abramowitz, who's playing the stand-up bass. Mark, welcome back. I recognize you.
Thank you.
You've been here before.
It's been a couple years, but yes.
Oh, there's your microphone. What other bands are you with?
Well, Hair of the Dog is a band that I've been
That's
playing
right.
with for a
Yes,
number of
that's
years.
right.
We were
Okay.
on the radio station here, and I...
Do me a favor, can you move just a little bit closer to the
Sure. And I've subbed for a couple of bands local and also in West Palm Beach, so... so I play all around.
Oh, so Hair of the Dog. They're playing at the festival too,
Yes,
right?
Hair of the Dog will be playing also same day, February 8th at 2 p.m.
So you've been to other bluegrass festivals?
Yes, a couple in West Palm Beach, also in the Florida Keys. There's one going on right now, in fact.
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
Does that interfere with your professional work?
No, as long as I know in advance, I get time off, make sure I don't have any call.
Okay, how is it working with Seth?
We have lots of fun. We play all over the place. We get requested all the time. I really enjoy it.
Well, I know you with Hair of the Dog and Blue Embers Bluegrass. Is there another band there in the hiding? And
There's also another band, Hellbender, also local with also Nick, and a fiddle player from Hair of the Dog, Mike, and another great guitarist from Fort Lauderdale, Rich. So very active.
Was it always a stand-up bass? Any time an electric?
Started
bass?
on electric guitar, playing in jazz band in high school. Played in a lot of extreme metal bands after in college, and played a little bit of jazz band in college as well, community. But I switched over in I think it was 17, needed something different.
The stand-up bass?
Yes, yeah, this one right here.
Why is that instead of the electric bass?
There is a feel that this instrument gives. It's fretless. The spacing, but just the acoustic instrument, and what it brings to both jazz and bluegrass.
Yeah.
Gypsy jazz, play that as well.
I assume playing it as well, you feel much more vibrations with the instrument?
Oh yeah, yeah. The whole thing is shaking through me. Sometimes it's louder than my amplifier is, because I'm so close to it.
That's Mark Abramowitz playing with Blue Embers Bluegrass. Seth, is that the right name? Am I getting the name right there?
The original name of our band was Blue Embers Jazz and Blues Review. Mm-hmm. But when we started doing bluegrass, we kind of flipped the names back and forth depending on which what genre we're doing. So we call ourselves Blue Embers Bluegrass Boys now.
Okay.
Except for when we have the fiddle player with us, because she's a girl, so we can't say Blue Ember Boys. We say Blue Ember Bluegrass then. So it's a conundrum.
Ever evolving.
Yes,
yeah.
ever evolving.
Well, let's have another song. What do you want to
Sure.
do?
This is called High on the Mountain, and among others, Del McCurry.
This is the Bill Monroe tune.
That's exactly right.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. As I looked at the valleys down below, it was green just as far as I could see. And my memory returned, how my heart did yearn, you and the breeze that used to be. High on the mountain, wanting to be free, thinking about the days that used to be. High on the mountaintop, wind blowing free, thinking about those used to be. Take us up. I wonder if she ever thinks of me, or has time blotted out your memory? As I listen to the breeze blowing through the trees, you and the days that used to be. High on the mountain, thinking about the things that used to be. High on the mountaintop, a wind blowing free, thinking about those days that used to be. and free, and thinking about the days that used to be.
Ooh, love that ending.
Blue Embers Bluegrass live in the WLRN studio. I love the sound of that dobro. It's just beautiful.
It's great, isn't it? Love it.
Speaking of which, I just know that Alison Krauss and Jerry Douglas is going to be in town.
That's exactly right.
Later this year.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
kidding.
Is he an inspiration to you?
Oh yeah, he's number one for sure. Mainly because he's one of the dobro players that's still alive. I mean, Josh Graves is the original, who's amazing. Mike Aldridge is another who has left us unfortunately. But Rob Ikes, Jerry Douglas, those are really the main inspirations. Although there's others.
I can tell you're a real bluegrass fan.
Yeah.
You're legends of bluegrass.
Yeah, definitely.
Also, I forgot what I was going to say there. So you've been down here 4 years now.
Yeah.
And the bluegrass community was easy to get into. It was.
Yeah. So again, shameless plug for Penny Lane Music Emporium in Fort Lauderdale, but they host bluegrass jams every other week, and that's really it's a watering hole for South Florida musicians who are into acoustic music and bluegrass in particular.
Great selection of instruments there, too.
Yeah.
Mondo's nice enough also to put on concerts and have the workshops.
Yeah,
Andrew Collins is going to be.
There's
there.
national acts that come through. It's really a great place to go.
Oh, so you're a student of the dobro.
Yeah. Full time now. I'm taking lessons from Ivan Rosenberg, who's a Canadian dobro player.
And Penny Lane?
No. I mean, it's a remote Zoom,
Oh, I
but trying to get better as much as I can.
Also, Mark Abramowitz, do you have a new repertoire? Are you playing the same songs? How do you learn new songs?
Well, I just pick up songs whenever I go to picking circles, and then also playing with multiple bands. There's always songs that they want me to learn, and so that's where they all come from.
Have you played at the Everglades Bluegrass Festival before?
Several times.
Okay. The one in Reynolds Park?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, their main event coming up in a couple of weeks. I played there probably 3 or 4 times now, I think.
This one coming up is pretty exciting. It looks like they have at least 2 or 3 dozen bands going to be playing there.
Yes, 3 days full of exciting bands.
This is at Reynolds Park at 185th Street, Northeast 2nd Avenue in North Miami Beach. Seth, are you still practicing? Who taught you? How did you learn how to play your picking?
I'm mostly self-taught. Years ago, I took some lessons from a guitar guru named Tom Lippincott. And he was the jazz director for what are the college? I want to say FIU.
Oh, here in South Florida.
Yeah, he lives here, and he's. I wanted to learn the Freddie Green style playing, the jazz chords and all that, and just with a few lessons with him, he got me started really and opened up a lot of doors for me to learn some of the jazz techniques and some of the jazz grips.
When was the first time you played jazz on stage?
Jeez, probably at an open mic. People probably think I was weird because I'd pick all these songs that nobody else ever played. Everybody else playing Bob Dylan and Neil Young, and here I come up with like a Nat King Cole song or something like that. But it's usually pretty well received. People enjoy that type of music. I find it's not out there very much. So sometimes I think it's very fun to hear something a little different.
Is it difficult to play with other musicians?
No.
Oh, okay.
It fits like a glove when you play with other musicians. If you both know the material, it's just.
And you're all in tune.
Yeah, and we're in tune. Yeah.
And also timing. Timing is a lot too. So as long as they're playing in time,
Yeah.
for me, I can fit in.
Are any of you had professional training? Were you students of the instruments?
A little bit in college, but primarily, self-taught and some lessons here and there.
YouTube is my college now.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Pick up a lot of things on YouTube, and there's a lot of good transcriptions and a lot of good performances that you can emulate. This Streamline Cannonball I learned from a Billy Strings rendition of the song.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen him in concert?
I never have, man. I would jump at the chance to see him.
On YouTube.
Well, I've seen live 3 times, I think it was,
Well,
including at the Posnick Center in 2017.
And he's supposedly one of the hottest people in bluegrass now. Billy Strings.
Bali title.
Yeah.
Was the experience? Did he live up to the expectation?
Oh yeah, yeah. He even hung out and played. Just sat in with Hair the Dog and another affiliated band of Alex's, our guitarist from Hair the Dog. His band Bob sat in and played with us, and he just fit in. He knew the whole genre. He knew all those. It's mostly a Grateful Dead cover band, and he just fit in and played.
Guy like
all.
that can play anything, anytime. He's just.
I don't even think it was his guitar. He just plugged into a DI and boom.
That's very exciting. The Everglades Bluegrass Festival, February 7th, 8th, and 9th at Reynolds Park in North Miami, put on by the South Florida Bluegrass Association. I'm sure you can find more information at their website, the South Florida Bluegrass Association. Let's have one more tune.
All right. This is one you've probably heard before. It's from the movie Old Brother, Where Art Thou?
Did you retune?
I did.
Oh, great.
I did retune. I remembered to retune. I didn't put my capo on. I usually forget to retune and take the capo off, so these guys are used to my blunders, I think.
Let me ask you, you're talking about Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Were you into bluegrass before that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, before I saw the movie. I didn't see it when it first came out, though, I don't think.
Well, what came first, your love for jazz or your love for bluegrass?
My love for jazz.
Okay.
Me too.
And,
Yes.
you know, we would be remiss if we didn't mention Leonard Jordan. He couldn't be here today,
Yeah.
but he is the guy who makes all the bluegrass happen around here. The Bluegrass Festival, the bluegrass performances monthly at Reynolds Park. He totes all that heavy equipment in. And he's just great. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't have bluegrass here.
That's him texting me right now.
There we go.
Answer, sorry, Jordan.
So we have to mention
Leonard. Sorry, Leonard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he would be talking up the festival a lot more than I am right now. It's as far as tickets go. It's a 3-day event. Friday, February 7th, 8th, and 9th at Reynolds Park. The Carolina Bluegrass Style, Willie Wells and the Blue Ridge Mountain Grass, Cutter and Cash and the Kentucky Bluegrass Band, Jonathan and John Gideon and Lucia Combs and friends. These are national bands that are going to be coming down for the festival.
He has both local and national bands coming in this year. It's going to be a great festival.
There's also camping. I'm not sure if there's still camping available, but if you're interested, I'm sure the website, southfloridabluegrass.org, will have more information. So this is a tune that we all know.
A place where I was born and raised, where he was born and raised. For 6 long years I've seen trouble, no pleasure here on earth I find. For in this life I'm bound to ramble, I have no friends to help me now. He has no friends to help him now. Never to see you again, for I am bound to ride that northern railroad. Perhaps I'll die upon that train. Perhaps you'll die upon that train. Take it, Nick. valley for many years where I may lay. Then you will learn to love another while I am sleeping in my grave. Yes, sleeping in his grave. Take another one, Nick. Maybe your friends think I'm just a stranger. My face you'll never see no more. But there's one promise that is given. I'll meet you on God's golden shore. He'll meet you on God's golden shore. It's a solemn moment there at the end.
It is quiet. It is quiet. Blue Embers Bluegrass live in the WLRN studio. One of the many groups that'll be at the Everglades Bluegrass Festival, February 7th, 8th, and 9th at Reynolds Park in North Miami.
Thank you for having us, Michael. And we want to say we are available for performances, for your parties, your gigs, your functions.
Bar mitzvahs.
Bluegrass,
mitzvahs,
bluegrass and jazz?
As bluegrass or as jazz or as blues or as popular music or as what my good friend Freddie calls fossil rock back from the Woodstock days. Our number's here.
Seth, well, that's Seth, Mark, and Nick.
And we'll be glad to play for you.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you for having us.